The World Trade Centre is a global network of 320 offices in around 90 countries. Here in Gibraltar, the offices are mostly taken up with gaming companies, IT and DLT companies too. And during the lockdown period, many of them have chosen to work from home. On a normal busy day, pre-lockdown, some 1,800 staff would be crossing through these doors. But over the past few months, the numbers have dwindled down to just 40, although these have picked up again recently to nearly 300. Just how is the World Trade Centre Gibraltar encouraging those staff members to come back to work? Fortunately, Brexit planning has meant many local firms already had an effective work-from-home policy firmly in place by the time the COVID pandemic hit. But while businesses have been successfully operating from home, a quieter World Trade Centre has been transformed into a new normal.
We've been following the government advice and WHO advice around the thermal scanning technology, which helps to detect temperatures. Obviously that's not everything. We know that there are asymptomatic people out there that might not have a temperature, so we have hand sanitizers literally everywhere in the building. It's a question of people making sure they wash their hands frequently, as you know, and their transit through the building is contact-free as possible.
If you get past the temperature scanners without setting off the alarm, you can use the lifts, but no more than 4 people are allowed in at any one time to allow for social distancing measures. But while it could take time to entice a pandemic-weary workforce back to their offices, there continues to be outside interest despite the global slowdown, as companies look to consolidate their positions.
We've actually had a lot of interest throughout the period of lockdown, perhaps because people are looking beyond the pandemic. They're looking at the Brexit opportunities that Gibraltar might be facing. There is a global consolidation in economies at the moment, and what that usually means is that companies will close offices in certain countries, and one of the things that we're trying to do and working closely with Task Force Future and ministers to do is to target and poach those companies in certain countries where they're thinking of doing this, and encouraging them to consolidate into Gibraltar.
And it's already happening. Gibraltar-based gaming company NetEnt, headquartered at the World Trade Centre, has just announced it's received a £1.6 billion takeover offer by Stockholm-listed company Evolution Gaming.
It's obviously very exciting news for them, and we obviously congratulate them on that news this morning in the international press. And obviously for Gibraltar, it's good as Gibraltar PLC story, because it's showing that companies that are here are making international news and choosing Gibraltar as one of their centres.
Well, the World Trade Centre is a global network, so how have you been able to draw on each other's experiences to get you through this challenging period?
Yeah, well that's a continuous education sort of curve at the moment. So throughout the lockdown phase, we were talking closely with our World Trade Centre colleagues in the Middle East and the Far East, and we learned a lot of lessons from the World Trade Centres in China, Taiwan and other locations around the measures that they're putting in place to unlock, which was obviously at an earlier stage than Europe. We are now finding ourselves talking to World Trade Centres in North America, giving them advice on what we've implemented and how it's working and how they might be able to improve, so that when installing best practice in our buildings, we make sure that our partners are doing the same around the world.
The way forward is fraught with Brexit and COVID uncertainty. But as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And the World Trade Centre has moved quickly to adapt to face the considerable challenges that lie ahead.